recording.
You're right, we have started recording.
Oops.
Well, last we left off, you guys spent some time hashing out the events of this morning. There were some Zone of Truth attempted to be cast and quickly shrugged off. There were some Mom Levy waking up the child and then quickly ushering the child out of the room. But he came to the conclusion that whatever vague thing happened between Demir and Shar isn't the most pressing thing right now. Meanwhile, Hawk also spent some time talking about the things he had witnessed in his travels, including a city of some sort that seems to have sprung up where Max and Price's workshop factory thing had been. So, guys had breakfast together, and the day is yours. And I assume the other two will trickle in as we progress. What's everyone doing?
Well, we just got done with breakfast, I guess. Freshly made Demir.
Yeah, I mean, just had breakfast. The day is yours. Today is the day that you will eventually go back to meet up with the creepy child. But who knows if she'll even be out during the day.
I think there was also talk last session of popping out to go talk to Aldrich and or Valhassa. And I also think it would be wise if first off, Hawk actually dropped off some of his gear and belongings in his room. Because he did just get home this morning, technically.
Arriving in absolute chaos.
Oh, yeah.
How it always goes when
So-
someone comes back home to the manor. Chaos.
Definitely walking in with like pizza while everything is on fire.
No, the pizza was the sun hat. Just large and round.
Well, last time Valk accidentally killed Demir, so I think we're doing a little bit better than last time.
I mean, there's still a chance for you to accidentally kill someone. If you
Or on
want.
purpose kill someone.
Hawk accidentally walks into the Scooby-Doo trap we have set up for the vampire.
Well, you ain't gonna get experience points sitting on your ass.
You don't get experience points.
I know.
Well, you ain't gonna complete milestones sitting on your ass.
There we go. That's right.
I do know that Aaron had asked to talk to Demir.
Yes,
so
he
like
had.
so like if breakfast got finished without murder, and folks kind of started scattering off to their respective hidey holes, Demir will go over to Aaron and just like, you had wanted something from me. If you need me to come back later, I just remembered and I don't want to forget.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, any time that works well for you. Um,
I don't have anything else going on right now.
all right. And he's gonna, like crack his knuckles. Well, let's you wanna go up to my room?
Sure.
And he'll lead Demir up, and then just start like he'll open the door and see that his easel is set up, and then slam the door behind him, and say, "Sorry, give me 1 sec."
Okay.
And he's gonna hide all his sketches of Lish and push his various mannequins and trading dummies to the edge of the room. So there's a big clearing in the middle of it. And no, he's not gonna open the door. He's just gonna sit down in the middle of his room and call back, "Okay, you can come in now."
Okay. Demir will look around the hallway for a minute just to like be like, is there like something that I should be expecting here? Seeing that it's empty is just going to like open the door and like go into Aaron's room. Very confused.
He's just, sitting in a big cleared area in the middle of his room. Squats apple socks, feet up on his legs. Yeah, come on, sit down.
Demir will do so.
Okay, so Demir, you know a lot more about debts and pacts and promises than I do, I think.
I mean, a little bit. I don't, I'm not certainly the expert, but I've learned the consequences of a bad deal.
Ah, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so, and he'll lean in. When when we were fighting the indefinite, Mistra did a very, very big favor for all of us. Um, it Some of you, I think, were dead and are not anymore. We certainly all would have died soon, irregardless. And I do we owe Mistra?
I don't I don't think so. What she did was more out of self-preservation. We are the best chance that she has to save herself. So she helped us to help her.
Okay. Okay.
Unless a bargain was made, which I don't recall.
Don't. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I mean, I don't think I said anything weird, at least.
And I certainly didn't.
Okay. Okay. It's- I don't know
What are
it.
you worried about?
I And he thinks for a few seconds. I don't know. I want to we do this. When I do this, I know I'm going to. I want it to be because we decided to do it. I don't want to be in debt to fight for anyone that I haven't agreed to fight for.
I certainly can respect that. And like I said, I don't think we owe Mistra or Shar or any of the other gods any of our allegiance unless we choose to give it.
Nod. I don't know, maybe I've just been looking into the Fae too much. But kind of seems to me like they don't really the gods don't really give out favors unless they think they're gonna get something from it. Mhm.
I mean, that's fair enough. The idea behind worship is supposedly the equivalent exchange of whatever the gods give us and all that nonsense. But no, I don't think we owe Mistra anything other than we are the stupid, unlucky people that happen to be at the right place at the right time.
Oh, fair enough. Back when those concepts meant something.
That is true.
All right. I suppose that makes sense. And well, I have your attention. You're I don't know, this also might be in your wheelhouse. If if I wanted to communicate with, some Urfos and be, I don't know, respectful and all that, what does the procedure look like?
Just oh, I mean, I think it depends on the entity.
Buren's
Generally,
his
being polite, being courteous, and being mindful of what you are speaking to. Is
okay.
there an entity that you are speaking to or hoping
Friends,
to speak to?
his whole face um goes red. Um and he says, okay, so I need you to know that um and then he's gonna lean back um and say, I've had a few communications with the the world's, the real worlds at this point. And I am feeling kinda lost. And I kind of want to see if I can actually choose to talk to him. Mhm.
I mean, not. Are you sure it's the real Arl?
Ah, yeah, that's the question, I suppose.
Well, I still have the demon scrying orb, so I guess there is that.
Got got my little, and he'll, pull out his amulet and shake it a few times.
Well, I certainly can't be the one to scold you for hearing voices and not saying anything.
Aaron just
But
snorts.
if it is the real Harold and not some cat demon, why not? I mean, he is your ancestor.
Right, right. Hmm.
Unless you don't want to.
I don't know. I don't feels like it could be backsliding to start relying on well, a concept of our world, I suppose. Um if I did it, but I don't know. I'd love to consult with someone who might know more than I do. Mhm.
Me too.
All right. Well, I have
You don't
some.
have to if you don't want to, Aaron. If you are speaking to Errol, do it for yourself, not for any of us, or for Mistra or the world. If you want to open that box, do it for you.
Well, that's.
Tamia is going to reach over and take Aaron's hand.
Aw. Yeah, he'll take that and he'll say, I that's that's good advice. I yeah, I think it's me who needs it. Okay. And he's gonna like settle back into a like more meditative position. Still holding Demir's hand. If she doesn't take it back.
Oh, very much
Um,
so.
yes. Yeah. Eh, Did Avery just disappear?
Yeah, Avery did just disappear.
Oh, huh.
Oh, oh no.
Okay.
It appears that
Uh-oh.
Lars is the DM now.
No, she's
Okay,
she's
so
she's saying that
Lars, I have a
she's saying
mechanics
that
question.
she's saying that
Something's
something is
Roll for
happening.
initiative. Let's go,
No.
motherfuckers.
DM come back from the war.
You all wake up to the sound of blowing sand in the desert.
Oh, her
Oh,
Wi-Fi's
no.
fucking dead. Uh-oh.
Oh,
You
rip.
made it to Marhaba after all.
You look up and you see the familiar sight of the lights of the city on the moon.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
My question is, how is it still recording if Avery isn't here?
Because Zoom's recording, not Avery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
It goes in the
Okay.
cloud. Tee-hee.
It's
That
all in the
that kind of begs
cloud.
that kind of begs the question of who's controlling the recording now. If it's just like an invisible sort of host seat, or if someone else has permissions now.
Well,
I think the Zoom just records to like
Okay, sounds like she's
Avery's
coming back.
account. Yeah.
yeah. It's just like, oopsie, host crashed.
Oopsie doodles.
Oopsie.
Yay!
She has
We're back.
returned.
Comes. Yo.
She's
Okay.
returned.
Return
Welcome
of the
back.
king.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck happened, but it's fine.
Welcome back.
You know, just the usual amount of chaos.
Well, all right. Okay.
Everything's fine.
Yay.
Yay.
Back to our regularly scheduled program.
All right.
Demir, I think, is just going to like sit with Aaron, since he seems to want the company.
Aw. Yeah, he's happy to have her around. All right, and I need to get a mechanical clarification from Avery. On this.
Also, for those of you who are not looking in Discord immediately, we are going to be down at Tobias today.
Ooh, okay. That's sad.
I mean, you know what, Dove, I'll say rule of cool. Let's go for it.
Fuck yeah. All right.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to use my fun new barbarian ability. And I'm going to just meditate and go through the mental rituals I was taught growing up of how to get connected to worlds. And
So just for the
ask.
sake of flavor, what
Mhm.
material components are you using?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. I think he's probably, because it's yeah, it's just a guy. So I think he's just going to start oh, I know what he's gonna do. He's going to start unbraiding the various like grass, like hand woven bracelets that he's got on that he's had since leaving home. and just spread those strands out, and kind of focus in on them.
All right.
Yeah, and he's gonna focus on Arnold and ask, if we're doing this, if we're going and fighting the indefinite, like, is that a good idea? How is it gonna work out for us?
You have never done this before, so this is a unique sensation for you. But as you sit and you contemplate, you think, you think about your ancestor and how he had led the survivors of his tribe to the north from the mountain. You think of the things that he encountered in the north, and you think of his story, and you think of his legacy and what that means. And you get a sense of trepidation, like you feel what your ancestor felt upon leaving the mountains, not sure exactly what he was going to face, and being afraid, but still trying to be a source of strength for his people. However, within this trepidation, there's also a strength there. And a determination.
Yes. All right. All right. So Demir, in watching Aaron go through whatever it is he's going through right now, he's gonna sit there, and his face is gonna go slack, and then his eyes are gonna glow, and he looks, good but resolute, and then his eyes are gonna fade back down to his normal level of shine, and he'll open them, and his eyes are no longer glowing, but his face is, in the metaphorical sense, glowing, and he's just gonna smile, and say, nothing to do but to do it, I suppose.
Yeah. That seemed to go well.
I think so. Seems like, well, I knew it was gonna be hard, and knew it was gonna be scary. And I knew, don't really know what it's gonna look like, but I'm confident that I'm confident that it's something at least I have to do. And so, uh, yeah, I'm just gonna have to do it, I guess.
I mean, you are the best of us. You got the closest, so
I suppose I did. And,
and you were the last standing.
yep. Next time I'm gonna be 10 feet closer and a whole lot angrier.
That's good. Hold on to that.
And he'll squeeze Demi's hand.
Yeah, Demir's going to give him a little hand squeeze and kind of reach over and tuck some of his hair behind his ear and just. I'm glad that I was wrong about you, Aaron.
um
Truly.
and he, he's had a pretty, serious demeanor since coming out. And he just breaks out of that and just like it giggles a little bit. And then flashes Demir the most like shit-eating grin. He's like, oh.
Oh no. I'm going to regret saying that, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Be gentle with me, Aaron. I don't exactly. I'm glad you're here and that you didn't run off and that you have consistently been here for everything, despite it all.
Thank you, Tamir. I really appreciate that. And he's gonna stand up and dust himself off a little. And he says, and he's gonna say, and I appreciate you being willing to open up. And he'll turn away from Demir and just start like putting his room back together. And not looking back at her.
Okay, I will take that as a invitation to leave. So Demir is just going to kind of stand up and brush herself off and slowly back out of the room. Closes the door behind her.
And a little bit after that, anyone who's just out in the house, will see Aaron walk down with something, cupped in his hands, and then just go outside to the garden, and to dig up and then spread out the old like grass blades he'd had in his bracelets and bury them.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Valk is just doing drills in the yard to the best of her ability, considering she feels like crap this morning.
If she's, do you need something? If she like doesn't seem to push him off when he tries to, after having gone out, Aaron will probably join her in that.
Valk just kind of silently nods as you join the drills and just kind of keeps doing the forms that she was doing with her spear and shield.
Yeah, he's sad. He's just going with her.
Hold on. I might have a new ability I might want to trigger for funsies. Damn me for not writing down everything. Does this work on other people or just myself?
One thing I actually love about the Roll20 sheet, honestly, is that you can condense ability descriptions. Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Mm. Nope. The thing that I was thinking that affects other people is a next level thing. But yeah, as you're training with Valk, you kind of see her doing slightly different maneuvers that are a little bit more, I don't know, precise than you've seen her in the past.
Ooh.
Gotta sprinkle them breadcrumbs.
Yes. Yeah. Let's appreciate him that.
I will say probably that Esme is keeping an eye on Sniv. Not that she can do much, but you know. At least someone's being responsible.
I think after he puts his stuff away, until we inevitably head out again, at least, Hawk will head down to the library and sort of enter study time in full-on catch-up mode with Levy.
Maybe are you showing Hawk your conspiracy string board in the library that you've set up?
He would love to see
Duh.
it.
Research wall, so important.
Checking in on the research wall is like the first thing he's gonna do.
Yeah, sorry. I still haven't had like coffee or anything.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Uh, um, Jesus Christ. Yeah, she'll kind of walk Hawk through like what she's been up to because she's put her new notes from her study sessions while they were away from the house um into their rightful places on the study board. Sorry, study wall and all of that. So she's kind of catching him up on like her theories and shit and like pointing to her research and like any notes that oh yeah, and the notes from Zota have also gone up there this morning. Right after breakfast. Very, very important. so she's kind of pointing out everything and how it's been lining up with like what they've like learned from like just going through the adventuring process and running into shit, uh, such as, you know, the whole entire temple middle of farmland, where it hasn't been for a long, long time, and all of that. So she's just kind of just like, and this means this, and this confirms that.
He's just like, I understand completely.
Absolute like insanity. Uh, but like academic. So it's fine. Um, but yeah.
Welcome
She's
to
just-
my seminar. Here's the syllabus.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Literally, she's giving a TED Talk.
Oh yeah, I'm also gonna say, because I meant to do this as well, and I forgot until now. Hawk has some books that he got like ages ago,
Yeah.
from books that he is going to add to the library. And they are. One of them is which one is it? Oh wait, right. He already sent the Ward book home. That's right. He's got a couple others like Evocation, Healing Cuts. I'll grab the list and decide what he's putting away later.
But yeah, she's just kind of like, and all of that aside, um, I still want to look into Shar, even if there isn't all that much to worry about.
No, I
Just
agree. I agree.
just 'cause I'd like to know.
Well, I'm sure Demir it does, or thinks she has things well in hand. We do need to know more about the goddess that she's dealing with before we even consider entertaining her.
Yeah, I would just like to know more about who's knocking at our door.
Mhm.
Really, what Demir does with it is her choice. Though I am rather glad that she's trying to avoid dealing with her.
Well, she's taken what she believed to be a bad deal before. I don't think she'd be keen on taking another.
Levy is giggling about that. I'm so sorry.
No, Hawk
She
chuckles
makes
a bit.
choices.
Hawk chuckles a bit too after she starts giggling. It's like, well, granted, I don't think she regrets that specific choice anymore.
No, no. But this seems like one she definitely regret forever. So, you know, if there's some edge that we can give her to not stumble into anything or find herself with her hands tied or cornered or something into something that she don't want, I kind of want to try and find that.
Right.
Just because, um, you know, tricksy things and all of that.
Wouldn't be the first time we've had to deal with such a thing.
I don't think she can't handle herself. I just would like, I would feel better if she had more on her side.
For me, it's not necessarily that I don't believe in her, quite the opposite. It's more that I'm worried about what Shar might try.
Yeah.
Because if this god of loss, as Valk said, has anything like the Fae, she might have a couple tricks up her sleeve.
Yeah. Maybe even more because a god of somebody remind me the exact word that we were using last session. I'm so sorry.
I don't remember the
Goddess of loss.
yeah, it's like
For goddess of
Forgetfulness.
law
I don't
and
remember.
such. Um, pardon the pun, but I think she could lose this one.
Unpardoned. Good one.
Anyways, would you like to help me dive in here? It'd be nice to have a study session with somebody other than myself, or as lovely as Aldrich is, he has spent so much time in academia. He cramps my style sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll gladly sit down. Again, I already said this, of course, but it has been a long time.
Uh, it's good to have you back. I really missed you. I wish I had had a way to contact you myself, a little more reliably. But that you're back now, so it's it is what it is.
Of course. And I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon.
Lovely. All right, let's dive into these fucking books.
All right.
Time.
What are you guys looking for specifically?
Stuff on Char.
Yeah, let's start with if we have anything on her.
All right. Roll investigation check.
Do we both want to roll, or does one of us want to give the other advantage?
Well, I have no investigation modifier, so if you have any, I will give you advantage.
I have a +4.
Have my advantage.
Sick. 6. So that's gonna be 21 total.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You don't. Oddly enough, there aren't really any books about Shar in your personal library right now, other than her just being mentioned as one of the gods. You do know that she is the twin sister of Saloon. But you are right outside of the city with academic resources. If you wanted to go run an errand.
Well, that's true. I mean, we'll start with our own library and work up from there. How about that?
Yeah, best you're able to find is that she is mentioned as being the sister of Saloon.
Okay, sick. That's fuck. Well, it looks a little sparse. But we could go to the university. They'll probably have more there. And in spite of me thinking he's a little stuffy sometimes, I can haunt Aldrich for a second.
Not a bad idea, though. Have a much larger library than we do, after all.
Yeah. Let's see if anybody else needs to go into town.
Mhm.
So we can head out.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, yo, I'm going to the store. What do you guys want?
If you can track Lish down, he's interested in going into town.
Yeah, I mean, Levy's definitely gonna try and track everybody down. And be like, I'm going to Taco Bell, you want anything? No.
While Levy scans the house, Hawk will go into the yard and observe Valkyria and I think Erin. Okay, and
Yeah.
and just sort of like wait for a moment where he's able to cut in and go like, "Hey, Leaf and I are heading into town to do some research in the university. If you wanted to, either you wanted to come."
Valk kind of looks over at Aaron expectantly.
Aaron visibly like drops out of battle stance to just standing there normally, and says, "Oh yeah, there are a few things I could pick up."
Sick. Lish wants to go. Levy's being open about what they're researching with Lish and Demir as she finds them, by the way.
I think like probably after Aaron went off, clearly dismissed Demir, she probably went and found Lish. So when Levy is like going into town, Demir's like, cool.
Just cool. Like, have fun.
Like I think she'll come along just because she doesn't want to be alone in the house. So, since Lish said that he wants to go into town, Demir will be like, "Yeah, we'll see you in a few."
Fuck yeah. Presuming because Toby is unbanned. Unmanned. Jesus fucking Christ.
You're banning Toby?
No, we're unbanning Toby.
Yeah,
Toby
Toby
is
is unbanned.
unmanned.
He can finally
He
play
is-
Club Penguin again.
Oh my god. Toby is unmanned. He's staying? Question mark.
Yeah, sure. How about he's hanging out with Egress, showing him how to shoot a bow?
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, she still wants to do that with Toby. I was contemplating her asking his ring size. Right? LOL. But nah. They'll pick out a ring together. She's too sappy to run that errand with everything else.
All right. So you guys head into town. Who's with whom, or are you all just clustering?
Hang on, that said, is Valkyrie coming with us?
Yeah, Valk has tagged along, but will probably not go on the research run and will instead do other town things.
All right. So we'll get to Volk in a minute.
Anyone who wants to come with Valk is, of course, welcome.
Yeah, Aaron's gonna go do other town stuff
All
with
right.
her.
So Team Azamar, we'll get to you in a second.
Demir is not going to go with Volk and Aaron, but she does have like town tasks that she wants to take care of. So I don't know if she's going to do too much research. Although I think probably what she does is she goes with the research crew and like sticks around in the library for like 30 minutes and then is like, okay, so I'm gonna go.
Sounds good.
I'm bored
Levy-
out of my mind. Fuck you, nerds.
Levy with her
She-
nose in a book, waving like bye.
She did what she could to try and help, but she's not as booky as Levy is. Like Levy knows how to find shit in a library. Demir sort of knows how to find shit in a library, but it's really just kind of like
All right. So library nerds. Let's start with you guys. One of you can roll with advantage, or you can all roll individually.
Is Lish also in the library with us?
I don't think he'll be doing research.
Just in case I didn't understand correctly, Demir is helping look, or has she like looked at the one Dewey Decimal number and gone, "This is too complicated"?
I mean, yeah, she can help look. I'll add
right.
my
Let's
investigation.
yeah, let's all three roll since we've got 3 here.
Hell yeah.
Wait, doesn't Bard things help with skill checks? So Demir could stack bonuses on top of Levy with her +4 getting advantage.
I don't know if inspiration applies to both advantage rolls. Is the thing.
It does apply to ability checks.
It
So
does. So it's up to you if you want to spend an inspiration or not.
Demir will give inspiration to Hawk and Levy.
Ooh.
Dope.
So you get a d6 to add to your roll. And I rolled a 26.
Nice.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
I got a
total of
10.
19.
I got a 9 on the 20 and a 1 on the inspiration die. Sad times.
Well, Hawk is motivational support.
I have a feeling like what happens is like Hawk's like, oh, well, see, look, it's simple. There's a system, and he like spends too much time like trying to figure out how the Dewey Decimal System works.
Levy, what did you get?
I got 10 plus 5 plus 4, 19.
Sweet. So both you and Demir spent some time researching Shar. And you can tell, first of all, that she's not a very popular goddess in terms of worship. But her areas concern darkness, lost, night, secrets, and forgetfulness. And you get the impression from the information that you are able to find that she's not necessarily like a scheming or conniving goddess. She's more the type to, for lack of a better descriptor, focus on people in different stages of grief and then convince them to hold on to that grief and wallow in despair rather than move on to accept it.
I see. Okay.
Like, she encourages, like, she encourages that despair and just sitting there in being consumed in sadness rather than trying to grow out of it.
I see. So she's goddess of depression.
Yeah, kind of.
Incredible. Okay. Well. Neat. Noted. She'll do a few rounds, but those can happen in between other things happening with other people.
All right. Demir, you were wandering off.
Yeah, I think like Demir, probably how like her investigation check played out was that Demir went through the bookshelves and like pulled a couple of books and put them on the table and like started to flip through them and got like cross-eyed and bored and was like, you know what, actually like Levy can check these out, and she's going to peace. And did Lish go to the library, or is he just like where is my hubby?
He's there, but I don't think he's really helping.
Yeah, Demir is going to like look over to Lish and be like, do you want to leave the researchers to it?
We're going to try and talk to anybody at the university or see if Zota's paperwork has gone through?
Well, we saw Zota this morning, and she had said that the paperwork was still processing. Wasn't there a professor here that you were speaking with?
Yes.
Do you want to speak with them today?
We certainly could. Kenzie does not remember where we left it with her.
I think that's a question for the DM.
Well, we had given her information on
You're
different.
referring to your necromancy friend.
Yes.
You gave her some information. She traded some information. It was more about like trying where she's at. She's trying to find a pattern of these strange happenings, and so that maybe she could try to predict where they're coming from, where they're going, because she was interested in both the fleeing of extraplanar entities from the material plane, as well as the arrival of extraplanar entities. And she was trying to figure out if there's any pattern to these flights versus arrivals.
Well, we could certainly check in with her and see if she's found anything new. She did say that she was going to try and expedite the finding of the tool that we need, the tuning fork.
And we certainly had some extraplanar encounters since speaking to her.
Mm-hmm.
Might be
Well,
worth a visit.
take a look. We
And
will go take a look.
yeah, I was going to say, while Demir and Lish are walking, if they're like, it's clear that they have a moment sort of alone, Demir is going to just like, with her arm kind of tucked up with his, just look up at him and say, you know, I was wondering if tonight, maybe we could do some more magic lessons like you used to do before.
Kind of smiles, like, of course.
I would really
We have
enjoy that.
plenty of room around we have plenty of room around the manor.
Yes, let's. She just kind of,
yeah,
rests her head against him.
All right. So you go looking for the soul caller, Lavanya Sultana. When you find her, she seems to be having something of a tense conversation with her name, the all-seer Euthalia, who you may recall is a Medusa. But she's got her blindfold on, and they seem to be discussing something or another, but they stop speaking to one another once you approach.
Oh, I was going to say, like, if we heard voices, could like Demir at least kind of wants to go into listening mode.
Sure, roll a perception check.
Can I also help? Can I also roll?
Sure.
Look, these bitches are gossipy. Uh,
14.
13.
All right. So you guys get little snippets of the conversation. They seem to be 13, 14. They are discussing the logistics of traveling somewhere to investigate something, but you don't really know what's going on.
Kind of round the corner.
And as I said, they stop talking once you approach, and look in your direction. And the soul caller recognizes you straight away and gives you a nod.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's been a bit since I've seen you. Welcome back to the area.
Not too long, I hope. With all the time travel.
Well, I meant a week or so, but
And how are things? Kind of observes. Do they seem tense?
roll an insight check.
Can I also make that insight check?
Go for it.
To me, it definitely is like,
Yes. 26.
26.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I hope we weren't coming in at an awkward time. And that's a dirty 20 for my insight check.
All right. Demir, you can tell that they are both kind of nervous about something, but you can't quite put your finger on exactly what. Lish, you get the impression that they got some bad news about something.
Is everything going all right?
Things are going just fine, thank you. Were you hoping to chat about what you had seen on your travel?
Have you heard the latest and greatest?
Well, I've been keeping an eye, so to speak, on the happenings around the planet.
Oh, yes?
Things seem to be deteriorating.
One could say that. Are you apprised of what, is it Alaric or Aldrich?
Aldrich?
Aldrich. Are you apprised at all of what Aldrich is up to as far as our mutual concerns?
I have not spoken to the world shifter too much. He has been apparently busy trying to run around and gather his former friends.
Though you do not know why.
Well, I expect it has something to do with everything that everyone else is stressed about. At this point, the All-Seer speaks up and says, it's, well, Anya has been telling me that you all have been sharing some of the things that you've been witnessing while you've been away. I don't get to travel much myself, but I did notice within my crystal ball back in my office strange technologies appearing around the country.
Oh, really? Would one of those happen to be over by, what is the name of that town? Hexen? Is it that? I gotta look at the map. Over by where we saw the factory.
Well, it's interesting because the things I've seen, they seem to be technology, but it also almost seems alive in a certain way. And they've been in the fields, great black things made out of metal with smoke and fire. Nothing like a dragon, but is made of metal, and it seems to be going to different places.
How large are we talking here?
Quite large. And the smoke was coming out of its head.
Not as large as a dragon, as large as a horse? Larger?
Larger than a horse. And it was moving very fast. It was headed towards Legacy Quarry.
Yes, Legacy Quarry. Much of the action has been around Legacy Quarry, perhaps? You've seen?
Not necessarily. I thought I saw one headed towards Dordrani. They seemed to be bound to strange paths made out of metal and wood. Have you seen anything like that?
I have not, though I am intrigued.
We have certainly
so
seen.
I suppose keep your eye out.
We certainly have seen mechanical creatures that move and act of their own accord. And we encountered a strange weapon. I believe it was called a gun. So sounds in line with things we have found.
You see her kind of making a mental note of that.
And we did fight a mechanical dragon.
Oh.
That is true.
Okay.
But that was out and about. That was...
He had his own demi-plane.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This robotic influence might be proliferating, though.
It's a good hypothesis, potentially. This information is relatively new, so I still have yet to really look into it. And the soul caller speaks up at this point and says, do you have one of these guns available that I can examine?
Lish nods. I think we have like 4 of them, right? I think we only gave
4 or 5.
Yeah, so he probably has at least one in his bag. He's like, we're in a hallway. Is there a room we can put this down?
We can go to my office, I suppose.
Just nod.
Um, and the soul caller turns and starts heading down the hall, leading the way to back to her office. And the Altier follows along.
So while we're walking, Demir is just one of our companions was traveling apart from us and said that he found a city that is that was not there when we were at that location, that also included quite a bit of technologically advanced things, I suppose, the guns being an example of them.
Interesting. What sort of things did he describe?
Well, aside from the guns, there were more mechanical beings walking around. Seemed like men made out of metal, what he had said.
She pulls out a notebook and just starts kind of taking note of the things that you're describing.
And the site of the new city was where we had encountered the mechanical dragon.
Where exactly is this?
Demir will describe. It was outside of Legacy Quarry, I believe.
To the south.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
to the south of Legacy Quarry.
Right where the old factory was.
Yeah.
She doesn't know where the factory was.
Well, I'm sure if you go
Demir
to
will
the town.
draw a rough map of like kind of where it was.
Oh, I mean, Lish can pull his maps out. He has it marked on his world maps and local maps.
All right. Well, by the time that you guys arrive in the office, she is able to pull out one of her own maps, and you guys are able to mark the location. And the soul caller says that she will try to send a couple people to maybe go investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And the all-seer mentions that maybe she will try to scry on it if possible.
Lish will pull one of the guns out.
And then the soul caller places it very carefully on her desk and starts to cast something. I mean, she's casting identify and detect magic, and she says, well, it's not magical, and starts to like kind of pick it up carefully, look at it, and doesn't point it at anyone obviously, but fiddles with the trigger, and she's just examining it and trying to figure out how it works.
Lish will make sure she's not pointing it at anybody. Be careful.
Yes, she is being very careful.
Still have the ability to fire at somebody.
Mm-hmm. This is fascinating. I haven't seen anything like this before. Would you mind if I held on to this? I could potentially compare it to what I can see or what my people can see at this place you've mentioned, this new city.
I do not personally mind, but he kind of looks at Demir.
I think we can certainly part with it for our mutual interest. Although it is a useful item, so
Well, perhaps I can ensure that it would be more use to you.
I'd be interested to see
certainly.
how find that. I did have another reason for coming and inquiring. I wanted to follow up on the access to the tuning fork.
It is still in progress, I can assure you. It is taking longer than necessary, given that the Archmage he is still trying to figure out same things that we are all trying to figure out. She seems kind of irritated.
We might have some more information that could be illuminating. We have had,
Revelatory.
yes, we've had quite a few interesting encounters on this plane and from beyond. But it is a matter of great importance to us that we are able to get to the Feywild as soon as possible.
Roll a persuasion check.
Eee.
I
I'm a
help. Can I
bard.
get
I
them
should.
advantage?
Do I get
Can I help?
advantage?
Sure.
Can I help him here? He's making puppy dog eyes.
That is a 27 persuasion. I love being a bard, guys.
I shall write a letter of recommendation to Archmaid Sire and request a meeting. He may be able to expedite the process for you. What dates would work for you to be able to meet with him?
As soon as possible, anytime.
Very well. I will write the letter, and I appreciate the work you all have been doing to help assist in figuring this. She kind of waves her hand vaguely, mess out.
Certainly, if you are also able to be there at the meeting, it would be easiest to divulge to everyone at once what information we've found since the last time we spoke.
There is a lot of
would
it.
insist on my inclusion.
What is going on in the Feywild that we must urgently seek is not disconnected to what is happening here on this plane.
Very well. I shall send you a message once I get a word back from the Archmage.
We will await it eagerly.
All right.
Okay.
So you've given one of the guns to the necromancy teacher.
Ghost gun, ghost gun.
Ghost gun, ghost gun, ghost gun.
Zombie with a gun, zombie with a gun.
All right.
Hawk's gun. I cast Revivify.
All right. What's the Azamar crew doing?
And I'll, once we, get off there, and I'll ask Valk what Valk broke off for.
Val kind of clears her throats, and when you still had your original wings, did you go through molts at all, or?
Oh.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick while you guys are talking about molting. I'll be right back.
I don't think Aaron would have.
Since weren't your wings temporary magical things, whereas Valk literally just has wing heads?
Yeah, mine grow in each time. Yeah, the only time my feathers started falling off was well,
Fair enough. At which point you can kind of see one of her wings stick down past the habit and kind of into the veil area, and you see a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle of a little pink finger-looking motherfucker, and it's just like, well, I found that lotion is helpful for when I'm going through my malt, and I was not anticipating it happening so soon. And usually I get a partial molt, but looks like I'm doing a full molt this year.
Oh. Well. Okay. Yeah, let's get you what you need for that.
Yeah, we need to go find ye olde Bath and Body Works.
Yay. Is it uncomfortable? Actually, Aaron messages that.
I'm sure you're asking physically, and it can itch when it comes back in, but it's more an emotional thing right now. It's hard enough having wings on your head, but then having literally bare chicken wings on your head.
Yeah, and I'll nod to that.
Oh, my brain basically went, yeah, her head basically looks like how AI generated hands look.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good comparison. Okay.
But yeah, so battle strategy DM is to find yieldy Bath and Body Works, and then maybe get distracted at a place with jewelry, which I'm assuming would be in a similar shopping area.
Well, let's see. Look at the shop. There's not necessarily a jewelry shop here, there's lots of statues. There's Temple to Soon. There's a garden area. There's the Crystal Auditorium. There's a drawing class amphitheater. As for the shops, there's the blank canvas where Erin has gone before. There's Two Steps, which is a general goods shop. But your best bet is probably Claudia's Concoctions, which is a potion shop.
Onwards to the potion
Right.
shop.
So the potion shop is small little building. There various perfumes that are enchanted to kind of waft into the street in front of it to lure people inside. Right now it is a more floral scent and it smells nice. And upon entering, you can see a bunch of shelves of shining jars and glasses with potions. And then behind the counter, there is a human woman with green eyes and curly blonde hair, kind of shoulder length, about a little longer than mine. And then she is also wearing a bandana on her head just to kind of keep her hair out of her face while she works. And when you guys enter, she seems to be talking to a halfling woman with dark brown hair and tan skin. And she is chatting with this halfling woman about birth control.
Woo!
Not a problem Valk is gonna have. At which, but yeah, so Valk is just like, I'm not interrupting this conversation, and proceeds to just kind of awkwardly look around and just listening enough until the conversation ends.
Erin is absorbing all of this information.
Let's see. I actually have a name for like the fantasy control.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
It was one of my early contributions that I forced her to do.
Well, there's the Roman
Nice.
herb.
I love that.
We love the commitment.
I
to the
have
bit.
a document called Fantasy Birth Control for AFAB people.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, since you're listening in, the halfling lady is buying something called Essence of OU, OYU. She pays 30 gold pieces for 30 vials, and heads home. And the human woman, whom you assume is Claudia, turns to you guys.
Sorry, I'm memeing. One moment.
Oh god.
Anyway, so when the shopkeep kind of turns to interact with us, and Valk's just like, do you happen to have like a balm for easing irritated skin?
I might do, yeah. What sort of thing are you looking for in particular? Are you more interested in like a lotion for sun exposure, or something like antitoxin.
Anti-itch. If you've had any customers who are Krakra or Tegu,
I do have a couple, yeah.
would most likely be purchasing some.
Might have just the thing for you. And she goes over to one of the shelves and pulls out like a couple vials of a somewhat pungent material, kind of waxy in substance. But she explains to you that it's for rubbing and should relieve itching.
Perfect. How much do I owe you?
That would be about 30 gold pieces.
Okie doke. Having to do math because math is hard. Where the
Who
fuck-
said there'd be math in this math theater kid game?
6 minus 30. 496. Okie doke. Valk counts out the gold pieces and is very thankful for the products.
So there's 5 doses in the jar she gives you.
6 gold for a dose? Oof. Okay. Whatever.
And are there any like scented candles here by chance?
There are a few.
Everyone's gonna pick up some scented candles.
What scents do you go for?
Ooh.
It is truly ye olde Bath and Body Works.
Something floral, something crisp, something strong.
Cool.
They're 3 silver piece per candle.
Yes. Everyone's gonna pick up like 10 candles.
Karen is my true soul friend. Yeah.
You already have 10 bear traps. I need 100 candles.
Yes.
Light them all and throw them at the indefinite. Smother them with the scents.
He'll never smell the trap coming.
Make a Constitution
One
saving
moment.
throw.
One moment you're relaxing in the subtle, not so subtle actually, scent of calming vanilla, and then chunk 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 chunk.
What starts throwing bear traps?
One of these days.
You can see that there are quite a few other sorts of potions available while you're looking around at the candle. You can see a potion of animal friendship. There's some oil of slipperiness. There's oil of etherealness.
Excuse me. What was that second one?
Lube.
Oil of slipperiness.
Lube.
There's a potion of fire giant strength, a filter of love.
Oh. What's the number on fire giant again? Isn't it like 22, 24?
Let me see. Just double checking. This would be about 600 gold pieces.
Oh, no, not the cost, the effectiveness is what I was asking.
It gives you a strength score of 25 for 1 hour.
Ooh. I do not have the money for it, but that would be handy for the eventual fight against the indefinite. Aaron, what are your funds like?
I can definitely get you a loan if you need something.
I don't know if I would use it or if you would use it and what would work best. Honestly, Aaron might use it best, but because most of my damage comes from smiting, whereas extra strength would be helpful for Aaron's additional attacks.
Yeah.
It's so Valk's just kind of like finds the fire giant potion and it's just like, this would be helpful in an emergency.
I do just want to remind the party that there is a party fund.
Well, we can buy it with our funds and then reimburse from the party funds. Just Valk doesn't have that much cash on her.
Yeah. Well, if you're not carrying enough for it right now, I can put down for all of it, and then we can work out how we want to deal with that later.
Or maybe the party would be fine having it come from party funds. I'm just an hour of fire giant strength would be helpful in a variety of emergencies.
Yeah.
Your bracers on steroid.
Mm-hmm. And lucky us, we've got a variety of emergencies coming our way.
Is that lucky?
Very true.
All right. Yeah, Aaron.
Well, if you're fine fronting the cost.
Yeah, I can do that. No worries.
So I will note that the potion is transparent liquid float with a sliver of a fingernail from a fire giant floating in it.
Oh,
crunchy.
Lovely.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Aaron going up to the counter like, hello, I would like these 10 scented candles and a potion of fire giant strength.
All right.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
You can mark the gold down for that.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything anyone else would like to do?
Well, while me and while Vulk and Aaron are wandering about, do I see a shop that would potentially have the beaded thing?
Let's see. Your best bet would probably be 2 steps, which, as I said, is a general goods shop. If you're looking for something a little more unique, you might be able to get the supplies to make one from the blank canvas. Otherwise, you can potentially go to the Temple of Soon and just beg for a veil.
Well, no, she has a veil. I just like the idea of the beaded thing underneath of it.
Goddess of beauty, you know.
Make me pretty.
Fuck it. She feels like shit. She's gonna go to the Temple of Beauty and be like, "Hey, is there anything that I could purchase to make me feel better about how I look?"
All right. So the Temple of Sim is a lavish temple constructed of marble, silver, and gold with many archways. It has a warm, inhabitable atmosphere, even during the winter months, and is decorated with hanging plants. The priests here raise and tend to the beautiful birds that would perch on the cathedral's various creeping plants. There are also several peacocks that walk the grounds too.
Bruda, do you know the way?
Um, do you yell at one of the peacocks?
No, it's fucking tempting.
Okay, so you head in and you see a Goliath woman with her head shaved, and she's wearing like long, flowing white and gold robes. And you can see that she's got the kind of rough, calloused hands of a gardener as she is working with some of the plants.
I would like to make a religion check.
Make a religion check.
Okay, Dice, who's gonna betray me today? Let's go with you. That would be a 14.
Okay.
Do I know anything about addressing constituent of saloon?
Let me double check. Not in particular. But you do know that sometimes the shrines do hold perfume and various cosmetic items for those who cannot afford such luxuries for themselves. So.
Hail, mistress of saloon? Fuck if I know. Priestess of saloon, priestess, grand wizard.
Is all of that out loud?
No, after hail, mistress of saloon, that was just me riffing.
She looks up at you and smiles. Says, welcome. I do not believe I have seen you here before.
No. My name is Valkyria, and this is my companion, Aaron. I recently joined them, and we've moved into a house on the edge of town. Aren't we calling it the Wild Roses house?
Wild Roses Manor.
The Wild Roses Manor. And I am here seeking benediction, blessing. What the fuck was the term she uses? Anointment. Fucking hell, I can't think of religious words this morning.
Blessing.
Yeah, I don't want this to make it seem more like a quick wedding than it already does. seeking the gifts of your goddess, the fucking. Can I just roll for like a persuasion since I can't fucking come up with a role play at the moment?
You request a gift from the goddess. She encourages you to plant something beautiful in the name of the goddess. In exchange, she hands you a packet of rose seeds. She is also willing to give you the beaded the chain jewelry. But she also reminds you that it is important to remember that beauty is not just skin deep, and says that as a rough stone hides a diamond, a drab face may hide the heart of a saint.
Do I have anything spell-like that would help with this endeavor? Come on, cleric spells. Cleric spell list. I know this is more of a druid thing, but, you know, there's overlapping.
I mean, what is a druid but a tree cleric? What is a cleric
Exactly.
but a god druid?
I probably cast Sanctuary on the rose as I do it as a gesture of solidarity between the gods. I don't know.
All right. Once you plant the rose, the sprout comes up and curls, and a bud appears.
Does it come out a cool color?
Do you want it to?
Yes.
Okay. How does it come out then?
Opalescence.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, that's new.
You have acquired now the beaded jewelry that you were looking for.
Yeah. I would also like to make a monetary donation to the chapel.
Cool.
Where the fuck did my eraser go? Oh,
Also,
there it
since
is.
we're down here, 2 quick points of clarification. It's Saloon who's Shaw's sister, right?
No. Oh, wait. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a temple too soon, though.
Oh, my apologies. I misheard.
Auril,
completely.
Ulrild,
Um,
Ulrich, Saloon, Celine, Soon.
so Soon is the goddess of love and beauty, whereas Saloon is the goddess of the moon.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I make a 25 gold donation to their box of donate. What are those called? They have a specific name.
You're asking the wrong person.
I
Is it
swear I knew
obvious?
at one.
I've
I
never
swear I
gone
knew
to
at one
church
point, and I
a
don't
day in my
remember.
life.
I've been to church maybe 4 or 5 times. So, yeah. A donation box.
Donation box, sure.
Alm
Let's
box.
call it that.
Okay, yeah. I dropped some gold in there. Since I am thankful for the goddess's blessing.
All right. Is
I,
anyone else doing anything while in the city, like visiting Aldrich or anything?
yeah, Aaron's gonna be now they're looking if there's a like, oh god, I don't know, magic protection shop like that one paranoid guy had. Mm,
You're looking for what?
like a magic protection ward kinda place. Mm,
Long shot at the general store, or is there any place selling magical equipment in town?
yeah.
I mean, there are shops that are associated with the various colleges here in town, but as is the case for on-campus shops, they will try to price gouge you.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So, what specifically are you looking for?
Yeah, he'll honestly probably just approach a shopkeeper with as much, but so he got trapped. Um, he got like some sort of spell or curse that trapped him in a labyrinth a little bit ago, and he would like that to not happen again.
um,
Ooh, would that be one of those rods of unmoving things, or would that be a protection from a specific type of spell?
Yeah, Aaron himself has no idea really what happened or how he would defend himself against it.
Falk has a singular idea about it, but nothing good. She's like, that's arcade. I know it was magic, and I know there's specific types of protections from specific types of magic, but I am a divine magic girl, so
Yeah. So he's just going up to some shopkeeper and just like saying that and being like, do you have anything that could help with that?
I'll tell you what. Make an intelligence check to see how well you're able to describe this spell.
or would an arcana check make more sense?
Either or.
Let's see, which of those is better? Investigation by a lot. Um, hmm, hmm. That's not really good. I'm gonna give her myself on this. Um, hey, that is a 25. Mm,
All right. So the way that you are able to describe it, um, they the shopkeepers don't really think that a simple banishment spell cast on yourself would work for something like this. So they suggest you find something that makes it easier for you to solve puzzles. So in mechanic speak, you would want something that increases your intelligence score to make it easier for you to escape.
oh.
Let me
Just do
see.
some Sudoku in the morning. You'll be fine.
Um, so let me see what they've got. Um, hmm, they've got various. There's Hmm. They don't really have anything that would necessarily work for this based off the shop I just generated. But they do say that they have a scroll of plane shift.
Ooh, okay, okay.
They try to
And
upsell you on that.
and what
yeah, I believe
does
it.
plane shift do specifically?
um,
Hardy har har har.
You and up to 8 willing creatures who link hands in a circle are transported to a different plane of existence.
Basically, we sing Kumbaya and suddenly we're in the Feywild.
If you want. You
I mean,
could
if it doesn't
also go to the Nine Hells or the City of Brass or the Shadowfell
Yay!
or the
Do-
Beastlands or whatever, or Pandemonium.
How reliable is plane shift? Do you get to choose? Do you choose where you end up? Is it like teleportation but to a different plane? How do?
Well, that would um,
Is that
it
why we're
says
trying to get the
they
tuning
specify
fork?
a target destination in general terms, such as the City of Brass on the elemental plane of fire, or the Palace of Dispatter on the second level of the Nine Hells, and you appear in or near that destination.
Couldn't we just use this to get Lish back home?
That's the plan. Because the tuning fork is a component for the spell.
Yeah, I have plane shift. I just need the fucking fork.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is reliable. The hard part is actually getting the properly attuned fork. Getting one attuned to the material plane is easy. Like, literally just ask a blacksmith to make it, honestly. That's probably wrong. But, of course, getting the Fey fork is the hard part of this, and it's why we've been, or I guess specifically Lish and Demir, have been in sort of college bureaucratic hell for the past couple months in game.
They can offer you urine and Ioun stone.
Oh, that's going to be a metric shit ton of money.
An
Oh,
Ioun
yeah.
stone of intellect, which
That's
would
fair.
help you in what you're wanting, but it's expensive.
Yeah,
How the hell
he'll get
do
a
they
he'll
even
get
have
a
one at the
price check
college?
on that, but he's not buying anything today.
Okay. It's an Ioun stone, Aaron. What can it cost? 5 gold pieces. Okay.
Literally.
Anyway. So you're not gonna get anything.
I don't
yet.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, but he'll thank the shopkeep he's interacting with for the information.
Cool.
Could we use planar binding?
To do what with?
No, it has to be an extra planar.
Yeah, planar binding is what you use to bring people in, not get places yourself.
I know there's a fucking magic item. Is it immovable rod?
There are many magic items. You're gonna have to be more specific.
There is at least one magic item.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. There's more magic items than immovable rod?
Yeah.
Okay,
thought this is the only
not
one you
what
never
I'm
need.
thinking. There's like a dimensional anchor. Anchor 5 is that what I'm thinking of?
Oh, we're talking about the labyrinth problem.
Yeah. Hold on, is this third? Oh, that's 3.5, not 5e.
Bit of an important distinction. By the way, if there is a better solution than be smarter, idiot,
Dimension
we
shackles?
could probably find it eventually. Clearly, what we need to do is
Look into it later.
yeah,
Bingo, found it. Dimensional shackles
so
is what we need.
I think it'd personally be more fun to turn Aaron into a minotaur for the fight.
That also would be funny. Ring of Spellstorm polymorph into a minotaur.
I think it needs a different spell, but I mean,
Although,
God.
it's definitely possible.
while we're at the store of magical objects, do they have anything in relation to haste? That would have also been a good question for the potions shop.
They do not, but they do have some chainmail armor of resistance, plate armor of resistance, and a sword of answering.
What the fuck is a sword of answering?
Let me pull up the description. Let's see. Gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the sword. In addition, while you hold the sword, you can use your reaction to make one melee attack with it against any creature in your reach that deals damage to you. You have advantage on the attack roll, and any damage dealt with this special attack ignores any damage, immunity, or resistance that the target has.
That's dope. I can't afford that, but that's dope.
Yeah, you definitely can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's a legendary item.
My brain kicks back in after this and like, hey, could we loop back to the potion shop? I forgot to ask for if they had a potion of a specific effect.
Wow. Yeah.
Right, you head back to Claudia's concoction. She apologizes. She does not, but she does have a she does have some healing potions, if that's what you're into.
I will keep the healing potions in mind, but on a specific mission, and I forgot potions could have the effect. So thank you for your help.
All right. Anyone else?
I mean, I imagine if Aldrich is in, Demir and Lish might pop in since
Yeah,
we're
after he's there.
wandering around the faculty areas anyway.
All right. You go to Aldrich's office and knock on the door, and a feminine voice calls out, "He's in if you want."
Who's that?
Demir just kind of looks at Lish a little, like eyebrows. Yes, we'd like to speak to him. Can I try the door?
Yeah. You open the door. And you can see Aldrich sitting behind his desk, looking mildly irritated as a half elf is sitting on his desk.
I love her already.
She is she looks almost painfully thin, maybe close to her early 20s, and her skin is like deathly pale, and she has short, kind of dark brown hair styled in an undercut. She's wearing loose-fitting gray pants, an off-white shirt, and black boots. And the only splash of color on her person is a green ribbon tied around her neck. Her eyes are a very pale blue, like a scrap of cloth that has been left out in the sun. And interestingly, at first glance, it looks like she doesn't have any hands until you realize that they are semi-transparent, like they're perpetually shifting between the material and ethereal plane. But Aldrich smiles when he sees you guys and says, "Oh, well, welcome back. Come on in, please."
I hope we're not interrupting anything.
No, she's just getting in the way. And she kind of grins at that.
I wasn't sure if Zota had a chance to stop by or if she was too busy doing schoolwork. So since we were here, we thought we would check in with you and let you know what all has been happening in a little more detail than my scrying could give you.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Are you two intending to summarize here, or should I drop by your home late enough if I know you're back in town?
Here's potentially fine, unless you'd like to drop by. I'm sure Levy would be interested in seeing you.
I mean, whatever works for you folks. I'm sure you're all quite busy. But if you'd like to share now, I'm all ears. And the woman says, "Oh yeah, me too."
Lish will kind of step forward and just be like, hold his hand out to her. And who are you? What is your? How are you friends with our good friend here?
My name's Thalia Moon. Nice to meet you. And she takes your hand, and it's weird because her hand feels solid, but it's still got that like shifting in and out of existence sort of thing. And her flesh actually feels unusually cold as well.
Can I make like an Arcana check?
Roll an Arcana check.
13.
13. What are you trying to discern about her?
Is it her hand? Is it a spell? Like, is it mage hand attached to her nubs or what?
It seems to be her actual hands.
Hmm.
And she says, "Well, I'm surprised that this one hasn't mentioned me more. We've been friends for a good long time."
Have you now?
You must be one of Aldrich's old running around buddies.
That's right. Been a while since I've been in town, and would have gone straight to the spire with the others, but seems like Aldrich's been invited to a masquerade ball.
Ah.
Yes, about that. Um, I suppose I can thank you at least in part for our invitation.
Actually, I had inquired about the invitations, and I have been informed that one had already been sent your way.
Oh, well, I know who to thank then as well, but I do appreciate the effort.
So are you going to be his +1 then?
That's the hope, yeah.
Lish kind of has a little bit of a grin as he like looks at Aldrich like,
What can I say? I like parties. And Aldrich kind of looks at her and says, "Could you please get off the desk?" And she rolls her eyes and hops off the desk and sits in the chair in the very bisexual fashion, throwing her legs over the arm of the chair instead of sitting in it like a normal person.
Love that
It's
for
a
her.
requirement.
Mm-hmm.
well, I guess we could tell you a little bit about everything that's been going on.
Please do so. I'm quite interested. I have also done bit of information gathering myself that I can share once you are finished.
Excellent. Well, we'll just kind of info dump everything regarding like the dream that Lish had from the Temple Saloon, where he saw the indefinite capture Mistra, and the go backs and timesies fight, and Mistra getting digested.
All right.
And a little bit about the Warforged technology bubbles that are popping up, apparently. I don't know. What else do we need to tell him that's important?
I mean, yeah, the Mistra stuff, the ibuprofen, whatever the hell he's up to. Yeah, I think those are the relevant things.
All right. Aldrich in turn tells you that he has heard that the various Gith races have been spotted in the Tricontinent. According to his knowledge, the Githyanki have been attacking civilians for resources, but the Githzerai seem to be trying to make a ramshackle settlement and stay away from material plane native. He also mentions that allegedly there have been sightings of Arashmi in Patlea, who, of course, is supposed to be dead. So,
what is Arashna?
roll a history check.
I will also take that history check. And didn't we encounter a GIF at one point?
I don't remember
I
that.
think so. Not yet. They're
I might
around,
be
but
crossing
you've been
the
avoiding them.
streams.
We're probably
is a
crossing
natural one.
dreams. I don't think we've actually met one in person yet.
Yeah, I think I'm crossing the streams between Critical Role and this.
Oh, I see.
That is a 16 for me.
16. And Lish, what did you get?
A 1. So
Cool.
2.
You have no idea. You don't care. That's material plane bullshit. Demir, you know that Arashmi was allegedly a demigod daughter of Torm, who had been killed by a famous Patlayan lich known as the Tyrant of Woe at the end of the Arcane era, so like a long time ago.
Oh.
And Aldrich says, so that means that more things are coming, or at least appearing in the modern era from the far past, as well as the things from the future that you mentioned, supposedly, including the increased construct technology.
Well, we did encounter the temple to Mistra, which we told you about, but, well, lucky for us, we have a cleric of Torm, so if the demigod becomes an issue, we do at least have that on our side.
I don't think she would. She was thought to be a great hero and bringer of justice before her murder, but
Yes. Well, this will certainly be interesting. I wonder how many figures of import from the past and future will be attending the ball.
Athalia speaks up at this point, says, I mean, it's worth looking into, I suppose. Good thing you'll have some backup then. Kind of like raises her eyebrows at Aldrich.
But yes, that is basically the summary of everything. Is rather complicated.
It seems to be getting more complicated. We'll have to make sure to keep our wits about us and be careful.
Oh, we might be having a audience with the archmaid of the college after speaking to the other professors. We were going to try and arrange one meeting.
Spectacular.
Yes. So if you are able to attend, or if we can invite you along and you are interested, just, let us know.
I will certainly do my best. He is very interesting man. He is quite old, knowledgeable. He does tend to get distracted sometimes, if getting lost in his own thoughts and the like. But I will attempt to see if I could support you in this meeting, if I can.
That would be very appreciated.
And your expertise would be welcome.
Very much so.
And otherwise, I suppose I will see you at the masquerade ball.
Oh yes, what will you be wearing? He kind of asks. Both of them.
Well, to be honest, I haven't thought about it too in depth. And Thalia speaks up again and says, I'm having to be the one to get his outfit all ready for him because he says he's too busy to really think about it too much. Um, but I found a nice purple cloak for him. I'm gonna be wearing a suit myself, but he wanted to wear something more simple, and I said no.
Well, that will be fun. I am excited to see what you come up with for our friend here, our mutual friend.
It certainly will be quite the event.
I mean, hey, what can I say? I like parties.
Have you been to this before? Have they had it every year or?
And Aldrich speaks up at this point. Well, the royal family does tend to throw parties every now and then for connection buildings among the nobles. And not always masquerade. Sometimes they're just parties. I'm not much of a party person myself, but one must keep up appearances when you're working in such a public sector of society.
Well, it will certainly be
Masquerade
interesting.
ball is, yeah, a masquerade ball is always a opportunity for interest and intrigue and a lot of scandal. So should be fun.
I mean, hopefully. But
Do you
hey,
know?
maybe I will see if you all are available for dance. And Thalia speaks up and it's like, hey, mate, I'm right here.
Is there anyone that will be attending the ball that you think might be particularly interesting to speak to? It certainly brings it all together.
He thinks for a moment, says, well, usually the folks in charge of the different cities around the country will be in attendance in some form or another. I've had wonderful conversations in the years past with the chief of mission, Madame Marvel, who is one of the diplomats of the Free Underdark Embassy, New Vila. Lovely older woman, close to 600 years old, has few stories she can share. But otherwise, there will be a few people from the institute that will be in attendance, of course. And then various nobles, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to pick them out. It is a good opportunity to try and find some more allies, which is something we've been looking at finding for whatever upcoming fights we might have, trying to end this time conundrum.
No, I mean, if you can get the ears of the nobles, you might be able to eventually convince the royal family to divert some funds into helping figure this out.
Certainly.
Allies will be important, so
I quite agree. And actually, I must say that a few of my friends are on their way or have already arrived at the Turning Spire. Um, so once that is ready to be investigated, they will be at the ready.
If they have any questions about the Turning Spire, we do still have the ability to ask questions about it, if there are any that come up.
we
I
have the
shall pass on
ears
that.
of the other archmages, so just take some time.
And Athalia speaks up and says, like, you can try to reach out to the others yourself if you want, if you need their name.
I would love their names.
And a description.
You would, Lish, wouldn't you?
Thalia kind of counts with her fingers as she goes. Well, there's me, there's Aldrich, Orinda is a water genasi. Then there's Jabari, who's a human dude. Likes wearing armor. Esma, gnome. She likes to wear a dead wolf sometimes.
A wolf? What does that mean?
Well, she at one point had hunted a wolf, and she skinned it and turned it into a cloak.
Ah, that is a much simpler explanation than I was perhaps thinking.
Then there's Ayano, who's a human woman, likes wearing kimonos. And then there's Feldrin, who's a tiefling, blue skin.
Do they have, what are their particular talents?
Orinda is good at hitting things with her warhammer, but she can also heal. Jabari uses a great sword, and he tends to. I find him annoying sometimes because he's pretty self-righteous.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know
he's
the
a
kind.
good fighter, and he's nice, I guess, sometimes. Esma, she's got this special axe that she uses. And sometimes when she's feeling emotional, magic can just like burst out of her. Ayano, good at talking to people, making people like her. Sometimes cast spells in combat, but mostly her thing is talking to people. Like she's real good at it. She's a courtesan. And then Feldrin is a sneaky type.
Well, that sounds like you've got quite the group.
I mean, hey, we were good enough to get the wand up to Alperin, so keep it safe.
I'm sure it isn't in. There are no better hands it could be in. It would be nice to meet them sometime. Perhaps we'll have to make a detour around that area at some point in the near future.
Well, I'm sure that they'd love to meet y'all, especially since they were summoned to the returning spire to help figure this out.
Exactly. And if they make any findings, please do keep us in the loop.
Aldrich speaks up at this point and says, of course. I'm keeping regular contact with them. I believe that only Jabari and Feldrin have arrived at the turning spire thus far, but the others are still en route.
Mm-hmm. Well, excellent. It's good to know that it will be safe. No one will stumble through the giant portal.
Well, that's the hope now, isn't it?
Well, I do think that we have some shopping to do, eh, Demer? But to find some nice outfits to compete with these fine people.
Yes, we have to decide what we are wearing. Demir turns to Aldrich and just, we are back in the Turning Spire until this party, or not the Turning Spire, we are back in the manor until this party of ours. So I know that Lady would love to see you.
And before Aldrich can speak, Thalia speaks up again. Says, I've actually heard a bit about the Miss Levy. I've been doing some research with her. I look forward to meeting the rest of y'all as well.
Stop by for a meal.
Sounds like a plan. And with that, I think that's where we'll call session for today.
Alrighty.
I swear, every new character you introduce to this sounds so fun.
As
Cool lady.
Oh yeah. I like how we're all sort of just like, okay, so like she looks 20, but we don't know she's niece, daughter, old friend who's like deceptively old, and
She's
none of
one of
us
the-
guessed zombie. That's
Well,
really
we'll-
cool.
Yeah.
Can figure out her deal later.
I'm sure we will.
But for now, thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you for hosting.
thank you.
And I guess I'll see you guys next year.
Wow, it's gonna be an entire year until we see each other again, man.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm gonna miss this so much.
We have to wait a whole year?
Anyway, see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.